Finding meaningful work is hard. You can pursue whatever career path you want to, and that feels overwhelming. You can follow your dreams. Maybe it will work out splendidly. I hope so. But maybe it will flop. Or maybe you'll land the job and perform well enough, but find out that it doesn't bring you as much satisfaction as you thought it would. Those outcomes are all equally plausible, and they're equally terrifying. If you're like most people, you fear living a wasted life. I know I don't want that, and you probably don't either. You don't want to look back in 50 years and wonder where all the time has gone, or question whether you should have lived your life differently. You want to make the most of your life now to avoid regrets down the road, but you're just unsure about how to go about finding your purpose. Can I tell you a secret? Your purpose isn't necessarily tied to your day job. Maybe it will be, but maybe it won't. We so often think the two are inseparable, but they're not the same thing. You are more than what you do, and you have nothing to prove. What you do for a living is only a small part of who you are. You, as a person, are more than any job title, position, or paycheck. Your work is simply what you do. Typically, it's what you do in exchange for income. It helps you pay the bills. It allows you to afford groceries, movie tickets, trips, gasoline, birthday presents, and clothes. It puts a roof over your head and food on your table. Purpose is a sense of meaning, of living life with intention. It requires that you subscribe to the idea that you are here for a reason, that your life isn't an accident. It's based on knowing that you can contribute to the world around you, that your existence and your choices are significant. It's what makes you want to get up in the morning to face another day. It's so easy to get wrapped up in thinking that your purpose can only be found and applied within the context of a job. Many people do find purpose in their work, but many others find it elsewhere. Whether you find purpose in your day job or not, you are more than just your job. You are a whole complex person, and what you do for work is only a part of that. Some people love their jobs. They live to work. Maybe they have a position with a company doing great humanitarian things in the world. Maybe they landed their dream job in the field that they've always wanted to work in. Perhaps they're excellent at what they do, work with great people, and love the company they work for. Maybe they directly help people, and that brings them a strong sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Or maybe it looks a little bit different. Perhaps it looks like the person who loves that her job allows her to serve her team and assist her superiors, helping them do their work well. Or it could be that sense of pride in an assistant's heart, knowing that her company does great things, even though her part seems trivial to others. If she knows that her role is important to the success of the whole, it can be purposeful for her. Purpose doesn't always have to be a big, lofty thing. It can be found in doing seemingly small things with great intention, if they're viewed as meaningful. While my day job isn't the one thing I find purpose in, my time there is purposeful because I choose to approach it that way. Even on days in which I do incredibly ordinary things, I have the ability to do them with intention. I do my best to build relationships with the members of my team, help out whenever I can, work well, respond kindly, and encourage others. My work contributes to that of my team, which supports our company and our client, both of which are grateful for the work I do. I set out to act with meaning and intention, making the most of what little part I can play in making things run smoothly. Working with purpose means working with integrity, no matter where you find yourself or how you feel about your company, your boss, or your position. It means working hard, pulling your own weight, helping out, going the extra mile, and always having a good attitude. It means displaying good character and doing everything you can to make the best of a bad situation. While you're committed to a position and a company, it's your job to show up and put in the effort required to do your job and do it well, whether you love it or not. That's what everyday purpose looks like. Even if you don't particularly love a position or an organization, there are good things that can come out of any work experience. You might be able to get your foot in the door in a particular career that you want to pursue. Maybe you'll be able to get promoted into a better position or a better department for which your current position could be a stepping stone. You might be able to hone skills required for a job that you would like to apply for in the future. Even if none of those things apply to you and your not so great work experience, you likely learned how to be accountable, how to show up on time, how to work on a team, how to resolve conflict, or how not to do certain things. There's always something to be gained from an experience, even if it didn't seem like a great one. I've had some work experiences that definitely weren't stellar. Even though the positions and companies weren't my favorites, I was always able to walk away from them having learned something about myself and about how I work, how I want to work. Through some difficult work situations, I've gained greater insight into the type of work environment I thrive in, as well as the ones in which I tend to struggle. I spent a few months working in a job that was far more sales oriented than I had realized up front. Through that experience, I learned the hard way that I'm not well suited for sales positions, but I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try it first. It was something that I had to learn by doing it. Your purpose can be found in the context of a 9-to-5 job, but it doesn't have to come from there. If you find a job that's purposeful for you, that's great, but you don't have to buy into the myth that a job is the only place you can find meaning for your life. You can always pursue a side hustle if your day job isn't doing it for you. But don't feel like it's maybe the right or wise decision to leave your day job right now. Maybe there's a reason for you to stay there, and that's perfectly fine. You can work on your skills and follow your passions on the side. Maybe you'll be able to turn a profit and make it your primary job eventually, or maybe not. Even if you don't earn a dime doing it, it's worth it if it brings you joy. Consider this your opportunity to take a hobby or activity that you love, maybe even one that you've loved all your life, and turn it into a job. Or you could find a job that gives you the means and opportunity to pursue your hobby on the side. This is also your chance to stop doing something that you've been doing for a long time but don't have a passion for. Maybe you've been playing an instrument for years that you don't really enjoy. Or maybe you've been sticking it out in a job that you just can't stand, or in a city that has never felt like home. Now is your opportunity to make changes and pursue a life that you love. In my life, this looks like writing on the side of my day job right now while I work to build up my business and prepare to make it my main focus. It also means not writing about food, although I love to cook, because I quickly realized that doing so took all the fun out of making food. It's realizing the potential some things have to become sources of income, while others should stay firmly planted in the hobbies category. Passionate work doesn't mean perfect, problem-free work. It's simply worth the work. It's still hard, but you like it enough to do it anyway. There will always be aspects of your job that you don't love. The key is to find something that has enough of what you do love to make the not so fun parts tolerable. The good needs to outweigh the bad, basically. While you don't have to be in love with your job, it certainly helps if you like at least some aspect of the work you do. You spend a majority of your waking hours there during the week if you work a standard 9-to-5 type job. That's a considerable amount of time to commit to something, and it can be particularly challenging if it doesn't happen to align with your values, support your goals, or develop the skills you might need later. you have a responsibility to yourself to find a way to pursue what you love in a way that contributes something valuable to the world, whether that's inside the confines of a job or something on the side. That's not selfish. When you're at your best, you contribute your best work, and you have an opportunity to live an abundant life, to be a shining example of someone who truly knows their worth, standing out in all the best ways in a dark world full of people who are desperately looking for the light.